must ever believe that they own a woman in South Africa. Effective from this month, we now want to move to a stage where when you touch a woman and you are arrested, no bail for you. And when you kill a woman, life sentence for you. Because there is no justifiable reason for us as men to believe that we own women. As you said, Minister Dlamini Zuma, yes, there was a period where men believed that they owned women. And we must relegate that to the past. It could have belonged to the slavery days, but today, no man must ever believe that they own a woman in South Africa. Effective from this month, no police bail may be granted to persons charged with rape or if the victim was in a domestic relationship with the perpetrator. Even if it was in a domestic relationship, such bail applications must be formally applied for in court. If the accused was in a domestic relationship with the alleged victim, the court has to issue a protection order against them before releasing them on bail. But in my book, they should not even be released on bail.
Let me start this by saying these are one of the important factors that affect women and affect our communities. I've seen these kinds of things when I was growing up. Coming from where I come from, I would see these things on a daily basis. To a certain point when I was young, it sort of looked normal because people wouldn't do anything about that. He's right, our president. There's no reason that justifies laying hands on a woman. Femicide, GBV, none of that. There's no reason for any of that to happen. That should not even come about. What I think is also important, because now this is something that is out there that our president himself has spoken to and has solidified the consequences that come with these kinds of things that perpetrators do to women. I also believe it was equally important to state what happens to the women that spread fake news and they lay charges based on a whim or based on an emotional pain, not even anything that factors in evidence or factors in the truth of the matter. I understand that if the person is guilty. But what is the punishment that is given to women who lie about these things? Because if we don't hold them accountable, then what are we really doing? That gives women the power and leaves men with no power at all. No power to defend themselves. Because they go and you find that it's not even true. And then we just let you go. And that's it. Nothing happens to the woman who spread the fake news or who laid fake charges. I think there should be some form of recourse. I think there should be some form of consequences. And we have vindictive, vile, and vicious women who are synonymous to how snakes are. Because you as the man cheated. I don't condone cheating. I don't advocate for cheating. But that is not a ground. That does not give women the right to have you arrested on claims of being the perpetrator, that you have raped her, that you have abused her in any way. It does not. These are the things that we need to tread carefully on. Those that have been convicted, found guilty, and there's evidence, and objectively, that's the truth. By all means, we can do all those things. We can follow the system because we have to be held to a certain standard of behavior. A former law student at UKZN Westville campus who was falsely accused of rape and given life sentences. He spent 13 years. His life was reviewed. His case was reviewed and subsequently acquitted. A former master student and a law junior lecturer at Nelson Mandela who was sentenced 8 years for rape he didn't commit. He spent 2 years. His case went review and subsequently acquitted. A man who spent 10 years in prison after his estranged wife coached an 8-year daughter to lie about rape against her father. The girl struggled to live with what she did to her father. She then confessed that it was her mother who told her to lie. Meet Patrick Buthelezi, a primary school teacher who was falsely accused of rape, spent 18 months. Now he won a case against the state for wrongful imprisonment. Now he is 1.2 million rich. Meet a very broken Andile Mtimkulu. He was also falsely accused of rape, sentenced to life imprisonment, spent 10 years in jail. His case took 3 years of the review and subsequently released. He says the court didn't ask for any evidence, they just profiled him. Meet Daniel Sihloho, who was also falsely accused of rape and assaulting a 15-year-old girl. Sentenced to 25 years, he spent 5 years in prison. His case went on 2.5 years review. He's now a free man. Meet a UCT actuarial science lecturer. He was falsely accused of rape by a student here on Twitter. The fake victim was Megan Khali. Thanks goodness, Malizole was not sent to jail. This is crazy. With great power comes great responsibility. I think this also in some way shifts the actual focus on women who are really victims of actual rape cases, real things. Because now, if this is how things are happening, then it will be hard to trust women, because even right now, as things stand, we are supposed to believe women. But now you can't help but think,